Hello everyone. I'm Helen from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you a sunflower branch. It consists of the core, bobbles, petals, calyx, and leaves. The core is started with a magic ring, crocheted counterclockwise. After completing, crochet bobbles on it. Then crochet the petals. Next, crochet the calyx and leaves and assemble them. Use variegated yarn for crocheting. The starting color segments vary, so the effect will also be slightly different. You can refer to the finished product, or based on your preference choose the starting color segment. First, let's see the chart. In the chart, R plus number indicates the round number, H plus number indicates the row number. The stitch instructions column describes the stitches and increases or decreases. When working the current round, the total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing the current round. First, learn the core. Start with the magic ring and crochet in rounds counterclockwise. After completing, crochet bobbles on it. Then crochet the petals. Next, crochet the calyx and leaves. Finally, assemble with the stem. The stitches used include single crochet, SC2 in 1, slip stitch and chain. Now, please watch my demonstration. First, start with the magic ring. Work an adjustable magic ring. The ring is completed. Next, crochet the first round. Round 1 is 6x. The number before the X indicates how many single crochets to crochet. This means to crochet 6 single crochets into the magic ring. First, chain 1 as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This beginning chain isn't counted in the chart. In actual crocheting, you need to work a beginning chain for each round. The beginning chain for single crochet doesn't count as a stitch. Then, crochet 6 single crochets into the magic ring. After that, close the magic ring. Try to pull it tight. This will close the ring. Next, slip stitch into the first single crochet. If you do not know where the first stitch is, you can count the stitches from back. It is this V shape. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. It needs to be tightened. To avoid crocheting extra stitches later, the slip stitch is not indicated in the chart. When crocheting in rounds, always finish by joining with a slip stitch and pull tight. This completes the first round. Consider the clearer texture side as the right side. Next, crochet the second round. Round 2 is 6V. The number before the V indicates how many SC2 in 1 to make. This means working 6 SC2 in 1. Start with a chain. Let me emphasize again. When crocheting in rounds, start with a beginning chain. I won't repeat this later. In the first single crochet of the previous round, make 1 SC2 in 1. This is at the entry position of the slip stitch. Make 2 single crochets. While crocheting, place the starting tail above the hook. Weave in the ends as you go. 1, 2. SC2 in 1 is completed. Continue making a SC2 in 1 in the next stitch. You need to make 6 SC2-in-1 in this round. For the remaining 4 stitches, work 2 stitches into each stitch. After the last SC2-in-1 is completed, you can check the stitch count. The total number of stitches for each round is listed in the chart. I won't explain it again from now on. Next, make a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pay attention. At the end of each round, slip stitch into the first stitch. Pull tight. Cut the excess yarn tail from the beginning chain. Round 2 is completed. Continue with round 3. Round 3 is XV times 6. The parentheses indicate a group. Times a few times indicates the number of times to repeat the group. First, make a single crochet. Then, make a SC2-in-1. XV is completed. I will demonstrate it again. First, make a single crochet. Then, make a SC2-in-1. This is the second time. This round requires repeating the group 6 times. For the remaining 4 times, use 1 single crochet and 1 SC2-in-1 method. Finally, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. The third round is completed. You can see that the right side's texture is clear, while the wrong side's texture is blurry. When crocheting, keep the right side facing you. For the 4th and 5th rounds, crochet according to the chart. I have already finished. Now let's crochet the 6th round. BLO means back loop only. Each stitch has these 2 strands. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand farther from you is the back loop. This round is worked into the back loops only. Crochet according to the chart. This completes the 6th round. For the remaining rounds of the core, the stitches have been demonstrated in detail before. The increase and decrease explanation is similar to before. Just follow the stitch order in the chart and crochet correspondingly. Note that the last round is crocheted evenly with single crochets. This means work 1 stitch for each stitch. The total stitches are the same as the previous round. When crocheting, don't forget the beginning chain and slip stitch. Follow the demonstration. Refer to the chart to complete the remaining rounds of the core. I have already finished. Chain 1. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail and cut the yarn. That completes the core. Now let's crochet the bobbles. Get the yarn. Find the front loops from the 5th round. Joining the yarn from the first stitch. Insert the hook. Directly pull the yarn through. Join the yarn completed. The brackets in the chart indicate crocheting in the same position. Crochet 1 slip stitch in the left position. Do not tighten. Then chain 3. One slip stitch. This slip stitch is crocheted in the same position as the previous slip stitch. The stitch in the brackets is completed. Next, skip 1 stitch on the left. This completes one group of stitches. Next, crochet 2 slip stitches in the next stitch. Chain 3 in between. Then skip 1 stitch on the left. This completes the second group. Continue crocheting this way until you finish the round. The final skipped stitch is the joining position. After completing this round, slip stitch into the joining position. This completes the first round. Now, let's crochet the second round. Chain 1. Then work into the front loops from the 6th round. First, work 2 slip stitches into the first stitch. Chain 3 in between. Skip 1 stitch on the left. This completes one group. Continue crocheting this way until you finish the round. After completing the second round, slip stitch in the first stitch. This completes the second round. Next, let's crochet the third round. First, chain 1. Then follow the demonstration from the second round. Refer to the chart. Crochet the entire round. Finish with a slip stitch. This completes the third round. For the fourth round, follow the chart to crochet. When completed, cut the yarn and weave in the ends. This completes the bobbles. Now let's crochet the petals. Find the front loops from the 9th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Join the yarn. On the left side, crochet 2 slip stitches. Do not tighten. Then crochet 8 chains. Start from the second stitch from the end. Pick up the top loop of the chain and crochet 7 single crochets. When completed, skip 1 stitch below. From the adjacent stitch, crochet 5 slip stitches. Then crochet 8 chains. From the second stitch from the end, crochet 7 single crochets. Skip 1 stitch below. Consider these 5 slip stitches. To the skipped stitches 1 group, the rest is repeating this group. Follow the chart and crochet until you are near the end. When completed, crochet 2 slip stitches on the left. Finally, slip stitch into the joining position. This slip stitch can be not too tight. It's convenient for the ending of the next round. This completes the first round of the first layer of petals. We will consider this as the stalk. Now let's crochet the second round. At the entry position of the last single crochet of the stalk, crochet 1 single crochet, this means working into the remaining 2 strands of the chain. Note to add the wire here. Take out the wire and leave a 1.5 centimeters tail. After the single crochet is completed, bend the reserved wire. Then wrap it and crochet together. Continue picking up the 2 strands of the left chain. Crochet 1 half double crochet. Three double crochets. One half double crochet. One single crochet. This will secure the starting wire. Next, pick up the left tip and work 1 single crochet. Note not to insert into the left single crochet. After completing, crochet 1 chain. Then pick up the front loop and the left strand of the single crochet. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Then rotate the piece. Pick up the single crochets and work 1 single crochet. One half double crochet. Three double crochets. One half double crochet. One single crochet. Consider the first single crochet to the last single crochet as one petal. Next, skip 2 slip stitches on the left. Work 1 slip stitch in the third slip stitch. After completing, work one petal on the stalk on the left. Tidy up the petal. Make the piece flat. After completing, work one slip stitch in the middle stitch of these 5 slip stitches. After that, work petals on each stalk, with one slip stitch to connect between the petals. When the last petal is almost done, leave 1.5 centimeters of wire and cut it off. Bend it, wrap it, and crochet together. When making the last single crochet, insert through this bent part. This will secure the wire. Work one slip stitch into the slip stitch of the previous round. Finally, chain 1. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. This completes the first layer of petals. Next, crochet the second layer of petals. Pick up stitches from the 10th round. Join the yarn at the last stitch of the 10th round. Then, chain 10. From the second stitch from the end, work 9 single crochets. Below, skip 1 stitch, and work 5 slip stitches. Follow the previous method. Refer to the chart. After completing the last 4 slip stitches, slip stitch into the joining position. The first round is completed. Move on to the second round. The method is similar to the first layer of petals, just the number of double crochets is different. Follow the chart to crochet this round. At the end, slip stitch into the first single crochet. The second round is completed. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. The second layer of petals is completed. Now let's learn about the calyx. The stitches have all been demonstrated before. Note that for the first round, do not tighten the center of the piece. This makes it convenient for assembly later. Also, the second and third rounds have fewer stitches. You need to turn the right side out. Follow the chart and finish the second to last round. I have already done. Now let's crochet the final round. Flow means front loop. This round is worked into the front loops. No need to make a beginning chain. First, slip stitch into the front loop of the first stitch. Then chain 1. Skip 1 stitch. Work 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Make a CH3 picket. First, chain 3. Then, work a slip stitch. Into the front loop of the double crochet, and the strand on the left. Then, work 2 double crochets into the entry position of the double crochet. This completes one group. Follow this method. And finish this round according to the chart. After completing the last double crochet, slip stitch in the first stitch. Leave a 50 cm yarn tail for sewing. The calyx is now finished. Set it aside for later use. Next, let's crochet the leaves. Use the foundation chain to start. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The new stitches include treble crochet and are 2 in 1. Please watch the demonstration. Get the yarn. Begin with the foundation chain. Then crochet the first round. Make 1 beginning chain. Pick up the top loop of the chain from the second stitch from your hook. Work 1 single crochet. One half double crochet, 1 double crochet. One treble crochet. The method is to yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the adjacent position, then yarn over and pull through. This leaves 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. This completes the treble crochet. Continue working 10 treble crochets on the left side. After completing, work 2 double crochets. Two half double crochets. One single crochet. Then work 3 single crochets in the last chain. Rotate the piece. Crochet 1 single crochet into the remaining 2 strands of the chain. Note not to insert into the same stitch of these 3 single crochets. Work 2 half double crochets. Then continue with the same stitch as this side. Work until there is 1 stitch remaining. After completing, work 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes the first round. Next, work the second round. Make 1 beginning chain. Follow the chart until the are 2 in 1. Note that this round needs to wrap the wire. Start by reserving 5 centimeters of wire. After completing, the next stitch is a are 2 in 1. The method is to work 2 treble crochets in the same position. This completes the are 2 in 1. Continue following the chart for the corresponding stitches. This completes the second round. Next, reserve 10 centimeters of yarn and cut the yarn. Reserve 5 centimeters of wire and cut. This completes the leaf. Now, proceed with the assembly. First, take out the calyx. Next, insert the flower stem into the center of the calyx. Tighten the center of the calyx. Take the thread in the color of the calyx. Secure the bottom of the calyx with the thread. Wrap for a certain distance. Then, take the leaf for assembly. Wrap for a certain distance. Secure the end with glue. Cut off excess threads. Leave a little and cut the thread at the bottom of the flower stem. After completing, thread the reserved yarn from the calyx into the sewing needle. Sew the remaining loops on the calyx with the last round of the core. Near the end, insert a small amount of filling. Then continue sewing. Finish by tying off and weaving in the ends. Weave in a few more stitches. Tidy it up. This completes one sunflower. Finish the remaining number of sunflowers. This concludes the explanation for the sunflowers. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our customer service. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, enjoying the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.